to the Dropbox logo, come down to the gear. I'm doing this for sake of the thing. Preferences, come over to import and deselect both of those.
Yeah.
Okay? And if I want to import certain photos from iPhoto, yeah, I don't want to. Let me see if it's. Yeah, see, it's going to try copy all 11,000 of my photos into Dropbox. I don't want that.
How much will that cost you?
It probably won't go, and I don't want it to. And Lord knows it'd take down the world's internet, I think. What?
Where should I put this to import file?
Don't import. Don't say import.
Okay, I open up import and deselect. Not select.
Yeah, you're fine now. Just hit the red dot and close it.
Okay.
You're good. Okay. Just go back and remember it's only a folder. But you can do your folder management all you want. Okay, Connie?
Okay, I'm a member of a professional group. I was invited to Dropbox. So we all have this connection to this Dropbox.
Right.
And I have personal things that I need to share through Dropbox. So I guess that's in the private section of that same Dropbox.
I wouldn't put any of my stuff in someone else's Dropbox.
Well, it wouldn't let me make a new one.
You log out of this Dropbox and log. Are you using the app? Are you using it on your computer like that? Or are you using the website?
Sitting up at the top.
Okay, you log out. So I'll show you. You come up here.
Okay.
Go up to the Dropbox, Settings, Preferences, Account, Unlink, then sign into the other account and relink. But if it's only a temporary thing, I mean, you can do that the way you're doing it, but I just don't like that because someone else could go in and they might have a Dropbox commercial account where you do have a private area, but what I would do is just go to Dropbox.com and manage it all from the web. So I can have the Dropbox app signed in to Ken Spencer, and or let's say Connie Spickelmeyer signed in Dropbox.com, but then on the website, I could be signed into Crocker Art Gallery or the professional group, and vice versa, because you can do the uploading of documents and everything else here, but you have to be on the same account for all of this to happen with all your devices.
And if you have it on your regular Mac, I'll just access it through here also? I can access
Which one?
either one?
Yeah, you turn off the one Dropbox, then log back into the other. It's kind of like having two different accounts, so you can't have them both on in the Dropbox app or in the Dropbox here at the same time, but I can access it via the website.
Okay.
I know that gets a little bit, we're getting more into the weeds with that, but that's...
And Box is totally different.
Box is totally different. Pete's really got a kick on Box right now. Box is pretty good. And I think Box is very good, and it gives you like 50 gigabytes, I think, right off the bat. There might be some specials on that. But Dropbox is the one that the class was about and the one we had, but Box does similar things. Google has a free one called Google Drive. Does the same thing. It's just a folder, but they all work the same. They're a folder on your computer. They're an application on your iOS device, and those folders constantly are getting synced. And the syncing of folders is something that's also pretty tough. Apple hasn't gotten into that too much because if they make a mistake, you'll read about it in every newspaper the next day, even though it was probably pilot error. It wasn't Apple's fault. So they walk slowly into these things. At one time there was talk that they were possibly going to buy Dropbox, but Dropbox does a great job with it. Again, box.net, and Google Drive. Just to kind of let you know the possibilities of this, I have one client who has a larger music collection than Pete does. He has over 100 gigabytes of music. He has too many songs for iTunes Match. I think he has close to 40,000 songs. And he has his iMac at work, and he has a laptop at home. Well, this guy has curated some amazing playlists. I mean, he knows music really well, and he's worked on all these playlists. He spent hours and hours. It's just fantastic. It's actually Chiwa's. You guys know Chiwa. You've met Chiwa. It's her son. And he's a very successful financial planner. And the challenge for us was to find a system where I could make it so his iTunes library at home and his iTunes library on his computer at work were syncing. And we essentially put it in what's the equivalent of a Dropbox folder, but it's 125 gigabytes. And so now, when he opens it on his laptop, all his music is updated with his playlists. His iPhotos are updated. When he shuts it down, it goes to the other computer. The only problem is he can't have it open on both computers at the same time or it won't do it. But that's a thing where this whole cloud thing is working pretty well. In fact, you guys know Judy Vanderbunt. I've got a thing for her and to possibly have your iLibrary residing on your local drive there, because all of us that have two computers, it's like my iPhoto library, I want it to be in sync on both my computers. There's a way to do it now where you keep it on in a shared drive there, and when you update it from your iMac, and you update it from your laptop, it's updating the one iPhoto library. I'm sorry, that's getting out in the weeds, but I'm looking at these two right here.
interested in that.
Yeah, I'll tell you about it. So, any questions about Dropbox? I mean, go ahead.
I get the free 16 gigabyte
No,
each time.
no. You get 2 gigabytes for free.
No, each time when I refer to a friend, so that
You get
in
a half a gigabyte every time you refer a friend.
How do I refer?
Huh?
How do I do that?
Well, I don't have any friends, so I don't know. You put their email address in here.
Mm-hmm.
It will send them a link. If they click on it and sign up, you get 500 megabytes, sorry, and they get 500 megabytes.
So I email to tell.
No, you put their email in here, just like I said, in here. Put the email in right there and hit send. Their email address. Because you're already logged into your account. So who here doesn't have Dropbox? Anybody doesn't have a Dropbox account? So you should send Henry an email. Have Connie send you a referral, because the person getting a referral instead of 2 gigabytes is getting it. You, I think, have Dropbox.
So I email.
I don't think so.
Okay, if not, somebody email, get Dr.
No, I
McCusker's.
don't want to.
Oh, never mind.
Sounds like a
So I'm asking how to
extra work
refer.
for nothing.
Okay, how to refer. Put Henry's email address in right here. Log into your account, put Henry's email address right in there, and hit send. And he'll get an email. And once he tells them his life story and gives away, you know, all his social security numbers on, no, it's not. It's a really easy sign up. He'll get 2.5 gigabytes, and you'll get an extra 0.5 gigabytes.
This document you have up on the screen does say 16 GB.
No, it says get up to.
Oh, okay.
See these marketing people. As low as $10.99 for this Macintosh. Yeah, right. But it also says under it, we'll give you both 500 megabytes. So each referral gets you 500 megabytes. The maximum referral credits you can get is 16 gigabytes total. Barb.
If you make an iMovie that you want to share with a friend, how much space does that take on Dropbox? And you can send the link.
It takes the same amount of Dropbox space as it does in your iMovie folder.
Well, I don't know how much it takes.
Depends on how long it is and what definition it is.
A gigabyte an hour, maybe?
Yeah, more than likely it's going to be a gigabyte an hour. Like if it's an iPhoto slideshow, it might be about the same. So this is a way to do that.
Yeah, and then they don't have to have Dropbox.
No, they don't. What'll happen is they'll get the link, and when they click on the link, they have the option to download it to their computer like this. Now, obviously, and you're out of the picture. It's not affecting your computer or your bandwidth. You sent them this little itty bitty line of text. They clicked on it, and it's downloading it from your Dropbox up in the sky, and that's a very fast pipeline. So it's as fast as their internet is, it's how fast they'll get it, and it doesn't slow you down or affect you one bit.
Can they just view it on the Dropbox?
If it's a movie and a photo, you can now. You didn't used to be able to, but you can go in.
You don't have to download it, in other words.
No, well, they
No.
can't view it. They kind of can now if you put it over in here, but
If it's a big file,
yeah.
if it's a big file, high res, it's really better for them to download it locally. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it just takes
several iterations of varying resolutions of a quick 7-minute thing, and I wound up being like in its highest resolution, maybe about 300 megabytes, and it was kind of slow. It's a bit of a function of the speed of your pipeline to it. So it's better I made very small, medium, and large resolutions, and then depending on how you play it, download the one appropriate.
and why do you care? They're going to download it. When they're done, they can delete it. It doesn't affect you. That's the beauty of it. But it's a way for them to get that content if they want it. Okay? All right, so that's Dropbox. It's kind of a labor to team. But you know what? Just think of it as a folder. If you want to share something in Dropbox, we go back. We go to our folder in Dropbox, our Dropbox folder. Click on whatever it is. And click Control-click, say Share Dropbox link, and then I've got it on my clipboard, and I'll just mail it right to somebody. It's interesting. I'll show you this one. It is kind of. Well, when Squaw Valley tram fell down, I was in on the rescue.
And I was looking at that thinking, I wonder if that's what got up above the Squaw Valley thing.
She died. The lady died in my arms on the way down.
Did you send me the link to that?
I will. But the ironic part in here is, let's see if they quote it in here. It says, it's because I taught at Squaw for 13 years, and it says, ski instructor Ken Spencer, 22. And I'm going, holy crap, I was ever 22. But yeah, it's. I'll send a link to this. Actually, I'll put email me, and I'll remember to just put it on the website. It's a really interesting read.
Yeah.
This was 30 years later about the tram that fell at Squaw Valley.
I was at Squaw this winter, and I was talking to my brother about that, and so it would be nice to see.
So I'm going to look in this document for Spencer.
I see.
I was in, there it is. Another ski instructor, Ken Spencer, 22, was carrying Gina Wininski when she died in his arms from injuries. It's kind of a sad thing. 4 people died in the tram accident. She died later. The other 3 guys died right away. Anyway, but that's, to me, it's part of my life, part of my history, and it was neat to find this. This was 30 years later, and this was back, it was around April 1st. This was in 2008, was 30 years later. So now it's getting on 35 years, 36 years. So, all right, so any other Dropbox questions?
I'm not the administrator to that group. Can I still share with her?
I don't know how the permissions are set up on that, and I would hope not, to be honest. But it doesn't mean you can't download the file and then send it to her.
The new one, okay.
Yeah, or bring it over to your Dropbox account, something like that. I want to go back to this Hippocrates app we talked about in the beginning, just really quickly. Since it's down, hopefully it's downloaded. If not, I'm going to forget it. It's still, oh God, it's going to take forever. Okay, so I'll let that go on the side. iPhone settings, I just want to make sure we got everything that I had on my list. Flickr, use Flickr. Oh, this was pretty cool. This is a new thing out. And so this is something I just saw recently, and I happened to, I never watch ads on YouTube. I was looking for something else, and I saw an ad about this upcoming thing, and I went, oh my gosh. So it's a pre-order. It's like a Kickstarter. I wouldn't ever do anything till it comes out. But what it does is it uses the camera on the iPad. This little thing gets on the top of the camera, and I got to get their video. Where's the video? Come on, come on. Oh, here it is. This is, the app's free, but you buy these little pieces. And of course, we have no internet. Oh, can you do email instead of text, please? Let me look here. What else? Mechanics keyboard. Oh, waterlog. All right, we're going to let this load. I can go to reflector. All right. Oh, Hippocrates is almost done. Perfect. Good timing. Oh, God. Deep, deep, deep.
What are you trying to download?
It's just the updates for Hippocrates. This is that pill identifier, the thing. It should be done now. There we go. So let's look here. This is all your interactions from different drugs. You can search by drugs, etc. But if I go to pill ID, so let's say imprint on side 1. I won't use that. So shape. Well, is it an oblong pill? Okay, what color is it? It is pink. So now I'm down to 301 matches. There's a score. Let's say there's a double score. Oh, no matches, so let's find one that's a partial score. 2 matches found. And so when I say view, there are pictures of that pill. So I went through a process of elimination of the pill, and it brings up what it is. And that, of course, these two are 2 different things. Citalopram and Tegretol, okay. And then when you touch it, it shows it. And then I believe, there we go. Add interaction check. Nope, got it. So you can add pills to see if they're interacting with other pills you have. But there's adult dosing, citalopram, alternatives, dosings, all this information on those. And I could have just searched by citalopram too, but I'm just saying this is a pill ID kind of thing. And my buddy who's an ER doc up in Reno, they use it when people come in and I took a bunch of these pills. Oh, boom, 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 and it's done. All right. There's a cool, I am the farthest thing from an artist that there is in the world, both musically and graphically. But I am a pretty good watercolor artist now. Where's Waterlog? Oh, it's on my iPad. I don't have it locked on here. Let's see if I can get on. Hang on one second. I'm sorry. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, as I've said too many times today. Waterlog, L-O-G-U. What is it? $1.99, I think, or $2.99. Okay. Waterlog, L-O-G-U-E, waterlog. So now I'm going to take, I'll take a photograph in here. I can use my camera. So here's our group. Let's get it with the wall and everything. That's a neat effect. Okay, I just took that photo and I'm clicking Use Photo. Now, it's doing a waterlog. Come on in, you can wait for him. It's making a watercolor painting. Sorry, Connie. Can I put this up in the crocker?
I don't need your class anymore.
So I can do different. I can do different effects. I don't know what the hell they mean. So if I tap it, it's going to redraw it as this color bloom. And you can see the little outline. Look at the Apple logos it's got on the computers. I'm going to do it. It's technical. Gives me a little preview and then draws. I should be wearing a beret. Bold. Now see, when I tap bold, it gives me a preview of what bold might look like. And then when I tap bold, it's going to go up there and draw it in real like it is, like my true artist would do. I was just giving you a preview of my artwork beforehand.
That looks good.
I can do different sizes here. Let's go to blotted. Ooh, that's kind of, is that Dolly or somebody? We'll just call it Ken. So I just did a different size. Let's do fashionable.
Masterpiece.
Waterlogged. L-O-G-U-E. What's it say its price is? $2.99? $3.99? Something like that. But I get it for 20% off.
This special.
All right.
I like that.
So I can also, I have some other sliders here. I can say no border, border. Let's darken this a little. Darken it up. How cool is that?
Now that is.
How did you change the dimensions of the photograph?
Well, I don't know if this really changes the dimensions. Let's see here.
Small, large.
Yeah, but I don't see what it's doing.
I don't either.
Oh, it's zoomed out is kind of what it is. It's zoom in, zoom out. The way to always do that is let's go to the smallest.
Is there a control for like more resolution on anything of the picture?
I think that's, I don't think there's, you mean to like make it a little finer?
Yeah.
To make me a better artist? Well, that wouldn't take much. But I believe that it has to do with the different filters. Like, technical might be a little bit, let's see how technical defines. But I mean, it's amazing. You see what it's going through with these lines. It's on a damn iPad. And I think they have it for the iPhone too. I just didn't have it downloaded to mine. Look at, there's, is that Charles sitting there? Oh, it's a reverse? No, it's not. That's actually you sitting right there, Ken. So let's go to natural again. All right. Waterlogged, L-O-G-U-E. I think that one's cool. Andy Anako, who's talked it, he's the one that was on the Mac Break Weekly. There's a podcast you guys should all listen to. It's Tuesdays, and they start around 11 o'clock. But they'll be on tomorrow, and they're going to be giving commentary during the keynote.
Oh,
and it's kind of funny how they banter back and forth. I mean, they call a spade a spade. Mac Break Weekly. It's part of Twit Network, twit.tv, T-W-I-T, which is This Week in Tech, .tv. Actually, their phone screener for his weekend show is the old Dr. Dean Adele's old phone screener, Heather Hammond. Yeah, I like her as much as Siri.
What's that again?
What, the Mac Break Weekly? Let's show you where the website is, but you can subscribe to they're on your Apple TV. They're one of the highest Twit Network. I'll show you what it looks like on here on my iPhone.
It's on the Apple TV,
Yeah, they're one of the higher podcasts on there. But if I go to my podcasts, and in my list of podcasts, you'll see here Mac Break Weekly. Look on the iPhone on the left. And that's the logo. They have a video one, but what I choose to do, and the video one's great because you see these guys and they'll show screenshots and everything, but since I usually listen to it remotely, I do here. I actually try. I usually make Tuesday my day off, my day off, so I can watch this in the morning and then go from there. So, but then it's I can always get it.
Does it stream at a later time?
Yeah, so they show it live. It starts around 11, but they're going to start it tomorrow a little early, like 9:30 or something, because of the Apple's having their Worldwide Developer keynote. But what they do is they'll post it in the afternoon, and you can actually sign up like on Twitter and get a twit what it is. But if you subscribe to it, once it gets posted, you can get it here. Or you can always go to their network. I wish this thing would load.
So did you say twit.com? You could get it that way?
Twit.tv, Twit.tv. Leo Laporte is the main guy. He's He's good. Pete doesn't like him.
I was gonna say,
He's very opinionated, but, you know, neither is Pete. Okay, here we go. So they put a little camera on top, or this is a over the camera on the iPad, looking down. I think this is so cool. It's showing her what to make. I looked at an ad on YouTube. I never look at ads on YouTube. I went to skip ad and I go, God, this is cool. See, it's a different shape. It's the cat that they're forming. Did you get it tuned to it, Sean? Go tune the TV to it and then bring the remote in. NBC Sports. Do it. Take your phone and do a Google search. See what it is on direct.
That's really good therapy. Yeah.
Yeah, for me.
For kids, I mean.
Yeah, for me.
Still working, I would use that as a tool.
So essentially you buy the bricks and stuff, and the app becomes free, because that's the way they get around Apple, having to pay Apple 30%. But this is pre-order. I don't know when it's going to be out. A lot of times these pre-order things maybe never materialize, but maybe they're waiting for iOS 8 to see if there's any changes or anything. But how cool is that? They're maximizing the camera, so I'm sure what this thing has is probably a reflector to shine down to here. And remember, the blocks are different colors, so it can sense that that box is in a certain location. Like, I don't know if you're aware, I mean, just this has been out for the, I told you I have a client who's blind. Okay, I'm laying money out here on the counter. Let's go back. We're done with that. Let me go back to Reflector to my iPhone. And I'm going to do Look Tell. Now watch this.
$20.
You just took a picture of it?
Nope, I'm just hovering it over. But it's supposed to be speaking it, but there's a bit of a delay. I don't know why it's...
It did speak.
Yeah, but it stopped. Oh.
$20. $5.
Does anyone have a 10? I wasn't going to give it back to you. Oh, wait a minute. She never gave me my 10. Today. Oh, man. Oh, no, she gave me change, so.
$5. $20.
Huh?
You have a bit of a delay on the reflect. It's not catching it.
Oh, well.
$10. $10.
Yeah, so it's a delay. Thanks, Sean. So that's Look Tell. It's a free. It's been around from the iPhone since the very beginning. So if you see a blind person at the cashier, you can't cheat him anymore. You know, because the blind people take their money and they fold them certain ways and things, and it's just amazing.
Hey Ken, did you show the app, the travel app that will translate?
I was just going to do it. In fact, I started doing it. I go, which one is it? It used to. So this is one you should probably get. Sean, do you have Word? Go to the App Store and look for Word Lens.
Word lens?
No, just Sean.
I know,
Word Lens. So this app, the app was free and you used to pay for the different languages. And let me try find a sign. Let's see. What is it? the sign for stop is alto or what's salida, right? Is for exit, right, Angie, in Spanish? So I'm going to go to images. Just look in there in in-app purchases. Are they still free? Okay, see this sign here? Wordland's the first one. Oh, not download. Go to in-app purchases and see. Touch to choose language. I'm sorry, I need to choose language. I'm going to do English to Spanish. Oh no, Spanish to English. Sorry, again. Spanish to English. Come on. Spanish to English. Okay, let's see if I got enough. So I'm going to go over salida, right? Until it's the first time I've used it. Oh, I'm too far in. Huh. Oh, it started to... should say exit, right? Salida is exit. Salida?
No, salida.
Salida. Well, I'll have to worry. It's the first time I've used it, but it's Word Lens. Sean, are their in-app purchases still free? For Google just bought them.
Offers in-app purchases.
Okay, tap on in-app purchases. Are you in the App Store still?
I'm actually looking at the app itself.
No, go to the App Store.
Hang on. Let's see. English and Spanish is free. So far, all the top 10 it shows.
Okay, so they're free. They used to be charged for each language. So you go up to a road sign and take a look at this, and it'll translate for you on the fly. So I would download it now. Google bought it. They made it all free. I don't know what Google's going to do with it, but it's still under the Word Lens people. It was used in an Apple ad, so that's why Google decided to buy it. Surprised Samsung didn't. You know, they copy everything. But yeah, it's a pretty cool app. It's been out for quite a while, but it always charged. They had some demo ones, so I never did it. But as soon as I read about that, great find, Al. I appreciate you mentioning that.
Is that one word?
Word, here I'll look, yeah, it's Word Lens. If you look on my, oh, hang on. Oh, the iPhone's off. Word Lens. No, it might be separate word, separate.
It is 2 words.
It's word space lens. L-E-N-Z, like lens, like looking through a lens. L-E-N-S, I'm sorry. Shirley, don't leave your iPad here.
Thank you.
Or I'll keep it.
Shirley tried to leave me her iPad yesterday, but I couldn't do it. All right, any other questions before we break up? Again, I think we have class June 21st and 22nd. I'm not sure what that'll be. You know, we have a new iMovie. Pete will probably go over some of that. We haven't done the new pages in a while, those kinds of things. But also, in July, it's iPhoto weekend. Pete, former professional photographer, will show you different things.
Drone.
Yeah, he's got the drone thing. That's pretty amazing. He's got a drone that's not cheap, and it'll do some amazing things.
So to see this Apple
Keynote.
demonstration tomorrow, keynote, how does one get to do that?
Well, I would just go to apple.com. They'll probably post a link to it, or if you email me 9:45, I'll probably know where the link to it is. So send me an email, and I'll try to reply to you. I won't be back home. I've got 2 jobs to do in the morning. I want to point this out. I was lucky enough to go to Yosemite. Staff could have gone, but, you know. This happens at the middle of February. It's about a 2-week period. As a young child, I used to go be able to see the firefall in Yosemite. It's one of my most special places on earth. And we used to camp there for a week every year. And the firefall would come off of Glacier Point. A photographer in '88, I believe, found this waterfall that doesn't always flow. If it's too cold, it's frozen and doesn't come over. And if there's not been rain, it doesn't come over. This is Horsetail Falls. It's to the left of Yosemite Falls, around the nose of El Capitan and right there. And what happens is at a certain time of the year, you know, the sun tracks from south to north. We talked about TPE earlier. South to north, north to south. Well, in the middle to end of February, there's about a 2-week period where the sun is at a perfect angle, setting on the coast. If it's a clear day, it will reflect on this waterfall.
Wow.
Because the setting sun always gives you this amber and this pink, etc. Like you see the clouds. This is the waterfall. If you look right up here, this actually isn't the waterfall, but it's either a shiny rock or the water from the rock that's reflecting on that sun. So the sun has to be at the right angle to create this. It has to be a perfectly clear sky, and it's only for a 2-week period of the year. I was lucky enough to be there for 2 days. This was the first, oops. Come on. And this other one was the first night, and I was closer underneath it, and it was a bit of a windy day, and so it had spread. I don't know if this is shiny rock or moist rock from the wind blowing the waterfall. So I've already made my reservations for next year because you have to make them early. Yeah, Steph, you had your chance. My reservation's at the Iwani this year because they had a sale on it. So you know. Actually, so I get on Yosemite's mailing list. They have a 72-hour sales all the time. I was able to book my room at the tail end of this on February 23rd. You really want to look around February 15th to 20th. And I was able to get a room at the lodge for $98 a night on the sale, because it's not a busy, and it's a wonderful time to go to Yosemite because there's nobody there except about 2,000 photographers photographing this. But I was at the tail end. It was right after, it was February 23rd I was there. It included $13 credit for breakfast with my $98 room for 2 people.
What's the website that you
I just signed up for Yosemite, whatever it is, and I just got a mailing from them. They don't have the lodge for those dates yet. I'm sure it'll open up later. But they had the Iwani for those dates for $200 and something a night. And if you're there on a Sunday, do yourself a favor. Spend $46 at the Iwani and have that brunch. I never thought I'd spend that kind of money for it. Oh my God, it's the best prime rib I've ever had in my life. It's shrimp and smoked salmon and all that. And that's all I ate that day. My food cost, I spent $46 on food for one time for 3 days because I had that brunch and then every morning I had the breakfast. I had some beef jerky with me and that was it. So Yosemite was good. Pete and Al have never been to Yosemite, so I think we're going to think about doing some sort of some safari trip. Sean, you can go. Go ahead. Okay, well, you can break down during the intermission if you want. The puck's not going to drop for another 10 minutes. So we're going to sit in here, Sean and I, and watch Game 7 of his Blackhawks beating the LA Kings.
For those baskets of candy out there, you guys are more than welcome to take some. Just get it into the trash, so feel free to help yourself.
Thank you so much. Again, apologies I'm not getting to Evernote, but I think we were able to cover some other stuff, and I couldn't have done it justice. So,
could you stop by the house for another little session?
Yeah,
sometime soon.
Yeah. Do you have my email still?
What is it? Yeah.
Ken Spencer at mac.com or ken@kenspencer.com. Let me give you a.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll email.
I don't have a card. Well, here, let me send you an email right now.
Yeah. Yes, eBuy2.
Yeah, I think I have to hang on with her.
Yeah.
New message. EBI.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Please send me email to set up an appointment.
Yeah, anytime. I'm available all the time.
Yeah, I just can't go. I can't
right.
go through right now and find
That's
that.
right, yeah.
So I'll send that to you.
Okay.
I'll send it to me too. How'd those get up here?
Let me try it in a couple different ways.
No, the Nexus things.
So Ken, do you still want to, after everything's broken down, do that, put that on?
As soon as I get here, I can go help you with that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. I sent that to you.
Good, thank you.
Do you think they're gonna update the,
Thank you, Jen, it was nice meeting you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you. Have a good evening.
are they gonna update the MacBook Pro anytime soon, you think?
Yeah, but who knows when? Maybe in the fall.
Yeah.
No, so what you look for is they're going to start having the fall education deals, and when those end is when they come out with new stuff usually.
Oh.
It's pretty handy if you got
Oh, that's interesting.
So, I got to stop the